of Euler formula was let G be a connected planar graph with V vertices and E edges, and the number of vertices are denoted by small v, and the regions are denoted by R, and the edges are denoted by E. Then the equation for the formula is V plus R minus E is equal to 2. And this formula has been verified with the help of induction formula. Now let us move further, and we shall apply this formula in proving some results. So the result number one is let G be a connected planar graph, which is a simple with the standard notation. The standard notation means V versus E edges and R regions. And it is also given that the vertices are greater than or equal to 3. Then the number of edges should be less than or equal to 3v minus 6. This is we want to prove. So for the proof of this, we shall use the Euler's formula. The equation of Euler formula is this. This is equation number one. And also we know that each region of G, each region of a connected planar simple graph G has a degree greater than or equal to 3. So this is a theorem we have. So degree of each region of G has greater than or equal to 3. And also we know that the sum of the degrees of the vertices, sum of the degrees of the vertices is twice the number of edges. And remember, the degrees of the vertices is always be equal to the degrees of the regions. Here capital R is denoted as the total number of regions. Remember, regions capital R. And we know that the degree of a region is greater than or equal to 3. The degree of the second region is greater than or equal to 3. And the degree of the last region is also greater than or equal to 3. And total regions are small r. So it means this value is equal to 3r. So from this equation, 2e is greater than or equal to 3r. So 2e upon 3 is greater than or equal to r. And we know that the value of var can be calculated with the help of equation number 1. And the equation number 1 will give 2 plus e minus v. So simplifying this equation a little, you will have 2e upon 3 is greater than or equal to 2 plus e minus v. So 2e is greater than or equal to 6 plus 3e minus 3v. And it can be taken to this side. So ultimately you will have a 3v. This is a 3v plus 2e minus 3e is greater than or equal to 6. So 3v minus e is greater than or equal to 6. So we shall have the proof. And this is the result which we want to prove. So this is the application part of Euler's formula. We are using the Euler's formula and this result. This is the handshaking theorem actually. And sum of the degrees of the vertices, we can take it as VI. I's are the vertices. You can write down here. VI's are vertices in the connected planar graph G. And the sum of the degrees of the vertices is equal to the sum of the degrees of the regions. You can easily calculate that. Suppose we have a graph here. Now you just see. What I want to say, we have an edge. Now this edge I am talking about the regions, and that are the inner regions. This edge cannot create an inner region. ये एक एज जो है इनर रीजन नहीं बना सकता है। और इसी तरह से अगर हम एक एज और जोड़ दें एक एज के साथ, अब दो एज हो गए, दो एज भी कोई इनर रीजन क्रिएट नहीं कर पाते हैं। लेकिन इफ वी generate one more edge, now three edges create a region. So that is why this concept has been used. Sum of the degrees of the vertices is same as the sum of the degrees of all the regions. Now degree of the region means the number of vertices used for creating the region. This is the meaning. Then that is always greater than or equal to 3. क्यों? क्योंकि तीन वर्सेस या उससे ज्यादा ही रीजन को क्रिएट करें। अब तीन वर्सेस ही एक रीजन कम से कम बनाते हैं, चार भी बना सकते हैं, चार लाइक दिस इज आल्सो ए रीजन। नाउ फोर वर्सेस हैव बीन यूज्ड। नाउ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट इनर रीजन, रिमेंबर, not outer. So five verses can also generate a region. So exactly at minimum three verses must be required, and these three verses will create a region. So तीन भी जनरेट कर सकते हैं, चार भी जनरेट कर सकते हैं, पांच भी कर सकते हैं, and so on. That is why that is greater than or equal to 3 has been taken. So this is a small result which we can use anywhere whenever it is required. Now we have a result related to the shortest path. Now, shortest path we have to find out in an undirected weighted graph. This is important. The new term is weighted graph. The weighted graph is a graph so that a positive number is assigned to each edge of the graph. Suppose this is a triangular graph and there are three edges. A positive number is assigned. Suppose 2 is assigned to this edge, 1 is assigned to this edge, and 4 is assigned to this edge. So a positive number is assigned to each edge of the graph, then that graph is known as a weighted graph. And there is a Dutch mathematician, and that is Edgar Wybbe Dijkstra, who has find out an algorithm for finding out the shortest path between a pair of vertices. So there is an algorithm for finding out the shortest path. Remember, we are talking about the shortest path between a pair of vertices. Shortest paths are always helpful in traveling salesman problem. Traveling salesman problem so that they can travel minimum and earn out maximum profits or maximum sales. A salesman. So using Dijkstra algorithm, find out the shortest path between the vertices V1 and V6. Draw this graph here. So there are six vertices in the graph. This is V1, and this is V2, this is V3, this is V4, this is V6, and this is V5. And the edges are also there. There is an edge between V4 and V5. This is the weight 2, 3, 6, 5, 4. This is 2, this is 10, and this is 8, and this is 1. So this is the weight. Weights are given to each edge of the graph. So this is a weighted graph, and you have to find out the path between V1 to V6. And path should be minimum according to the weights. So we have to use the Dijkstra algo for finding out the shortest path. Let us solve this. Here, the capital V set contains V1 to V6 vertices. You will create a new set S, with the starting vertex is V1 and your V minus S सेट और वर्सेस के सेट में से V1 निकाल देंगे तो V2 से V6 बच जाएंगे। नाउ जैसे जैसे हम एल्गोरिदम के स्टेप करेंगे एस सेट में वर्सेस बढ़ते जाएंगे और इसमें वर्सेस डिक्रीज होते जाएंगे, निकलते जाएंगे, कम होते जाएंगे। नाउ वी नीड टू कैलकुलेट L of U. L of U is actually the length of a vertex U, and we will use this table versus and LU, and the verses are V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, and V6. Now these are the verses. Now LU mean the vertex, the starting verses. U की जगह पर हमारा starting vertex है. This is U actually. U एक तरह से नेम दिया है starting को. Starting vertex is V1 and V1 to V1 your weight is 0. And V1 to V2, your weight is 4. And V1 to V3, this is the weight is actually used for a distance. So V1 to V3, your distance is 2. And there is a no direct edge between V1 to V4. जब direct edge ना हो तो weight is infinite. Similarly, that is infinite and that is infinite. Now we have to use the minimum value. LU is minimum. Now the minimum weight according to the values first cannot be used because V1 is already in the set, so there is no need to use this. So among between 4 and 2 we have 2 is the minimum value. So LU is minimum for the next vertex in the set should be V3, and hence S should contain the next vertex V3. Now, if S में एक वर्टेक्स बढ़ गया है V3, then V minus S में clearly V2, V4 and V6. बाकी के चार रह गए V2, V4, V5, V6 बच गए अब, because we have to use the minimum distance or minimum weight. Now, for X belonging to this set V minus S, we compute Lx as follows. हम लोग Lx कंप्यूट करेंगे. Lx मीन हर एक वर्टेक्स का L निकालेंगे. L मीन लेंथ एक तरह से या डिस्टेंस, दैट इज V2, नेक्स्ट V4, How we were making the table? Uh, this is come out to be 4. That will be minimum of LV2. Just see the graph. In the graph, we have L of V2, that is V1 to V2 is 4. And here L of V3 is 2. So that is 2 plus weight between V3 and V2. And you just see V3 and V2, there is 1. So you can use 1 here. Now just see minimum of 4 and 3, that is 3. Similarly, we can use here, that it will be LV4, L here LV4, and this should be LV3, and weight between V3 and V4. Now this is the procedure we need to use. So minimum of LV4. LV4 mean there is an infinity. This is your L of V4. This is your infinity here. So L of V3 is the same. ये 2 as it is आएगा. Okay, LV3 will never change. In the next step यहाँ पर V2 V4 क्योंकि 2 4 ही है, फिर 5 फिर 6. So LV5, and that is LV3 plus weight between V3 and V5. This will be your step. And next step will be minimum of LV6, and this is a 3. L of V3 plus weight V3 and V6. So these are the steps we need to use. LV4 is infinity. LV3 will be same. So that is 2 and 2 plus weight V3 and V4. Now you just see the value weight V3 and V4. Sorry, there is a grammar. This is the clerical mistake. The value is 8. So this edge of the graph with the weight 8 is given. So you just have a V3 and V4. So the weight between V3 and V4 edge is 8. So you can use here. So ultimately, minimum value between infinity and 10 is come out to be 10. So this is your minimum value. Next, minimum of LV5. LV5 is again infinity, and your LV3 is 2 again, and weight between V3 and V5 edge. You just see the check the graph. Weight between V3 and V5. This is 10. Now you can use 10 here. So 10 plus 2 is 12, and minimum between infinity and 12 is 12. Similarly, the last step can be calculated. L of V6 is infinity. LV3 is 2 plus weight between V3 and V6. This is very important. V3 is this vertex and V6 is this vertex. There is no direct edge between V3 and V6. So अगर मान लीजिए यहाँ पर डायरेक्ट एज होता तो उसका जितना भी वेट होता वो हम वहां लेते, but if there is no edge you will use infinity, and 2 plus infinity is always infinity, and minimum of infinity and infinity is infinity. So the next minimum weight which we have to use here, this is 3, this is 10, and this is 12. Infinity is not a minimum value. So among 3, 12, and 10, the value 3 is minimum, and this is for V2. So it means, hence, LU is minimum for U is equal to V2. Therefore, the S set should contain V1, V3, V2 now. और एस सेट में अगर V2 आ चुका है तो V माइनस एस में वो कम हो जाएगा. सो V माइनस एस सेट में बच गए हैं 3 वर्सेस V4, V5, V6. So these are the verses left here. Now we are to repeat the step again, and let us do the step. The next step will be again for each x belonging to V minus S, we can compute the values Lx. Lx mean L of V4, V4, L of V5 and L of V6 by using the same technique or same formula. Now let us use the formula. Now the previous vertex is V2. So V2 will act as a base vertex here. So minimum of L V4 and similarly minimum of L V5 and minimum of L V6. This is the step of Dijkstra algorithm. L V2 L V2 L V2 will be same plus the weight between V2 and V4 plus weight between V2 and V5 plus weight between V2 and V6. So this is the step we have. Let us find out the values. L of V4 and that come out to be 10. You just see. The previous step will be used for counting down the next step values. So L of V4 was come out to be 10. So this value will be used here. So a minimum of 10 comma LV2. LV2 we have already calculated, that is V3, the minimum value plus and weight between V2 and V4. You just check the graph. Weight between V2 and V4, that is 5. So the 5 value will be used here. So it is clear. The minimum between 10 and 8 will be 8. Now in the next step, minimum of LV5 we have calculated in the previous step, that was your 12, and LV2 is 3, that is same, and weight between V2 and V5. So there is no direct edge between V2 and V5, so weight is infinity, and your minimum value between 12 and infinity is 12, and the next will be minimum of LV6, that is infinity, and that is 3, and weight between V2 and V6. There is no direct edge between V2 and V6 here, so that is infinity, and minimum of infinity is infinity. Now, in between 8 and 12, the minimum value is 8. So next vertex V4 will be included in the set S. So LU is minimum for U is equal to V4. Hence, S can include V1, V3, V2, and V4. Now, 4 head vertices have been included in S. And so, V minus S will have left with 2 vertices only, V5 and V6. Now, let us repeat the step of the algorithm again. So, for each x belongs to V minus S, we can compute Lx by using the calculated values of L V5, L V6 in this step. And L of V5, the new values will be calculated. The formula will be minimum of L V5 and L V4 plus the weight between V4 and V5. Similarly, L of V6 will be minimum of L of V6, comma, the length of V4 plus weight between V4 and V6. Now you can use the technique again. Minimum of LV5 has already been calculated here in the previous step, that is 12, and LV4 has also been calculated, that is 8. plus weight between V4 and V5. You just see. Just check the versus V4, V5 in the graph. V4, V5. The weight is 2 here. So this 2 value will be used here. So minimum between 12 and 10 will be 10. And the next will be minimum LV6 that was calculated as infinity. LV4 is used as 8 plus weight between V4 and V6 in the graph. V4 and V6, the weight is 6. So this value 6 will be used here. So minimum between infinity and 14, that is 14. So between 14 and 10, 10 is the minimum value. So therefore LU is minimum for U is equal to V5. Hence the set S contain V1, V3, V2, V4, V5. And your V minus S set should contain V6. Now we stop here. यही एक प्रोसीजर है एल्गोरिदम का कि जब आपके पास V माइनस एस में एक वर्टेक्स बच जाए, then you need to stop the process. So we can stop the algorithm because V minus S set contain one vertex. So this is the path in the set S, and V3 to V2, V2 to V4, and V4 to 5. So this is the shortest path, and length of the path is length of the path will be calculated as the weight of the edge. You just check the graph. From V1 to V3, the weight is 2, and V3 to V2, the weight is 1. V2 to V4, the weight is we have 5, and V4 to V5, the weight is 2, and last V5 to V6 directly, the weight is 3. So the total length of the shortest path come out to be 30. लास्ट वाला जो है हमने 3 इंक्लूड इसलिए करना है बिकॉज वी नीड टू रीच एट V6. सो हमने V5 तक नहीं जाना था, हमने V6 तक जाना था. सो दिस इज द पाथ V1 टू V2, V2 टू V3, V2 टू V4, and V4 to V5, and V5 to V6. वैसे भी ग्राफ को हम देख करके भी बता सकते हैं कि जो सबसे छोटा पाथ होएगा यो यही होएगा जिसकी लेंथ सबसे कम है. बट यू हैव टू डू द क्वेश्चन अकॉर्डिंग टू द एल्गोरिदम. दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द finding out the length of the shortest path by using Dijkstra algorithm. Next we have few important concepts which are important in the topic of graph theory. As you know, we have done the meaning of a chromatic number. Chromatic number mean the minimum number of colors needed to paint the vertices of the graph. Suppose we have a graph of triangle. The vertices are V1, V2, V3. We have to use the minimum number of colors to paint the vertices of the graph, and so that the adjacent vertices should have different color. So the suppose we use first color C1 here. So C1 is used for V1, then V2 cannot be used with C1. So it is C2. Similarly, C2 is used, C1 is used, so the third color will be used here. So that is denoted by chi. So if the name of the graph is G, then chromatic number chi of G is 3. Three colors have been used to paint the vertices of the graph. This was your chromatic number. Now the concept is edge coloring. Now it is an assignment of colors as name suggests edges. So it is an assignment of colors to edges of a graph G. So G ग्राफ में हमारे पास V vertices हैं और E edges हैं, and we have to color the edges of this graph so that edges incident with a common vertex are assigned with different colors. Edges incident with a common vertex are assigned with different colors. So this is the concept which we have to use. The smallest number of colors needed for an edge coloring of a graph is known as edge chromatic number and chromatic index. The second name is chromatic index and it is denoted as chi dash of G. Now we have the question. The question is of a complete graph which is a pentagon. So plot here. This is a pentagon here. Now draw the graph. Now, if the graph is complete, we can easily count down the number of edges. The number of edges will be counted by the help of n into the number of edges will be n into n plus 1 upon 2. And because 5 vertices are there, so 5 into 6 upon 2 will be 15 edges should be there. Let us count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, 9, and 10. Sorry, we have used the wrong formula. The formula is n into n minus 1 over 2. So this is the formula. This is not. N into n minus 2 will be 5 into 4 upon 2. So 10 edges should be there. The maximum number of edges in the complete graph is 10. So we have been able to calculate the number of edges. Now you can assign, you can name the edges also. That is E1. This is your first edge, and this is your E2. This is your E3. This is your E4. This is E5, and we have E6. This is E7. This is E8, and this is E9. This one, E9. So 9, and this is your E10. This one is E10. Now total 10 edges are there, and the concept is, suppose we have given the red color to the first edge. Now it means that these edges have been, this edge has been created with the help of V1, V2, V3, V4, V5 versus. So ये जो edge है E1 वो V4 और V3 की help से बना है. Now the definition says that the edges incident with a common vertex. So these are the common vertex V4 and V3 are assigned with a different color. Are assigned with different color. Now what does it mean? It mean अगर हमने इसको red दिया है तो V3 की help से जितने भी edge बने हैं, this one, this one, and this one. This is E5, 6, 7. E5, E6, E7 को आप red color नहीं दे सकते. This is the meaning. So it can be given as green. It can be given as this is the edge we have taken E5. So It can be given as a black. So this is black. E6 is given as green, and E7 has been given as a yellow color. Now this is the meaning. Similarly, V4 की हेल्प से जितने भी बने हैं E8, 9 and E2, इनको आप रेड नहीं दे सकते. Remember. So E8, E9 and E10. E8 can be given as blue. This is blue color. This is black. Now you just see V3 की हेल्प से बना है ये. So ये रेड नहीं होना चाहिए. And similarly, अगर ये ब्लू दिया है तो accordingly sorry, this is given as blue. This edge is given as blue color. So if this is blue, this can be given black. Remember, this is black. So this also can be given black. And similarly, this can be given as green. Because ये इसके साथ उस idea को flop नहीं करता. So similarly, this can be given as yellow. And I think all the edges have been colored. So ultimately, we have given the color black. We have given black. We have given yellow, red, blue, and green. So the chromatic index in this is 5. So 5 colors have been used. I am going to repeat the step again. अगर आपने किसी एज को रेड कलर दिया है, so V3 वर्टेक्स की हेल्प से रेड कलर ये एज E1 बन रहा है. तो V3 की हेल्प से जितने भी एजेस बन रहे हैं E5, E6, E7, इनका कलर रेड नहीं होना चाहिए. सिमिलरली V4 की हेल्प से E1 बन रहा है, तो V4 की हेल्प से E8, E9 और E2 भी बन रहे हैं. इनका भी कलर रेड नहीं हो सकता. दिस इज द मीनिंग. सो this is given as blue color. So total 5 colors have been used by using this logic. So this is your chromatic index. Next we have the concept of list coloring. List coloring means let G be a graph, and that is a simple undirected graph. A list coloring of G is an assignment of a set of different colors, that is k different colors, to each of the vertices of the graph, so that no two adjacent vertices are assigned the same color. And a list coloring of G with a set of k different colors is also known as k tuple coloring. So this is the concept, and is also known as k list colorable. That is k list colorable, k tuple coloring, and k choosable. These are the meanings. K list colorable, k choosable, k tuple coloring, k different colors. Now, so you just need to find out. We have a cyclic graph C4. What does it mean? Now remember, we have a versus V2, V1, V2, V3, V4. जहां पर हम क्रोमैटिक नंबर में एक एक कलर यूज करते थे, वहां पर हम यहाँ पर वर्सेस को कलर करने के लिए दो दो कलर का यूज करेंगे. सपोज आई यूज C1 and C2 here. So this C1 and C2 cannot so it can be C1, C2. अब देखिए adjacent का different colors हैं. So total number of colors used are 4 here. C1, C2, C3, C4. So your list coloring used in C4 is 4 because 4 colors have been used. Next, we have a definition of induced subgraph. This is also important. Let G be a graph with vertices and edges, which is simple undirected, and V dash is subset of V, E dash is a subset of E, proper subsets of the vertex set V and edge set E. Then the subgraph H with the vertex set V dash and E dash is said to be an induced subgraph of G, so that induced subgraph of G, so that if for every for each AB belonging to V dash, the edge AB should belongs to E dash. And now just see, these are vertices and vertices को मिलाकर के ordered pair से बन गया edge. So this is an edge. Edge belong to this edge set. If and only if the condition is if and only if AB edge is also lying in edge set E. तो इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि जो एज सेट आप बना रहे हैं वर्सेस की हेल्प से वो एज दोनों में होना चाहिए, जी में भी होना चाहिए, एच में भी होना चाहिए. So you can easily give the example. Suppose we have this graph here. Now this is the graph we have. The vertices are A, B, C, D, E. Now you just see if we delete two edges. Suppose I delete this edge and this edge here. So you will have this graph left here. So this is A, B, E, and D left here. So the two edges have been deleted. Now this is taken as H graph and this is taken as G graph. तो जो भी एज इसमें बन रहे हैं, इसमें टोटल बन रहे हैं 1 2 3 4 एजेस विद द हेल्प ऑफ 4 वर्सेस ए बी डी ई. सो अगर कोई एज इसमें है, सपोज बी ई एज है तो वही एज इसमें भी है, अगर कोई एज डी है तो वो इसमें भी है. दिस इज दे आर सेम. सो दिस इज द इंड्यूस्ड सबग्राफ ऑफ जी. दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट. Now we have, by using the concept of induced subgraph, the concept of a clique. Clique is there. A clique C is an undirected graph G. Clique C in an undirected graph G is a subset of the vertices. This is always a subset of the vertices, so that every distinct vertices are adjacent. Remember, every distinct vertices are adjacent. अब हर एक में वो adjacent हो, ये तो completeness की definition है. Remember, now you just see the completeness meaning. This is A, B, C, D. इसमें चार vertices हैं, distinct हैं. But this graph is not complete because AC has not been joined. So for making it complete, AC are adjacent now, but BD are not adjacent, so you can make them adjacent also. Now each pair of vertices are adjacent, so it means this is the meaning of a completeness or a complete graph. So every distinct vertices are adjacent. This is equivalent to the condition that induced subgraph of G induced by graph H of G induced by C is complete. H should be complete subgraph. Further, a maximal click is a click. Maximal click we have to take. A, a maximal click is a click that cannot be extended by including one more adjacent vertex. जो हमने क्लिक ले so a maximal click is a click that cannot be extended. So a maximal click cannot be extended. इसको further हम बढ़ा नहीं सकते. Cannot be extended by including one more adjacent vertex. So that is a click which does not exist exclusively within the vertex set of a larger click. So a maximal click of a graph G is a click such that there is no click with more verses. So a maximal click ही click होएगा और उसमें कोई और click नहीं आ सकता. This is you can plot the graph. So verses are A, B, C. So this is a D, E, F. Now you can join these verses and you can cross these verses also. Now verses are crossing at the edge at a vertex G. Total 7 verses are there and we have to find out the click so that the click mean a an unused subgraph और उसमें कुछ और क्लिक नहीं बनाया जा सकता. This is they are saying so that no vertex can be added further. Now you just see in this we have a click by joining the vertex set C. C is a click with the verses B, C, E, F. These are clearly G is the graph with the verses and edges और V set में हमारे पास आ रहे हैं A, B से लेकर के G तक verses हैं. Total 7 verses are there and clearly C is the subset of V. B, C, E, F are coming from this set. So this is a click and this is an unused subgraph. You just see this is G and your B, C, E, F. This is a subgraph. पहले unused subgraph. This is an unused subgraph. You can name it as H. So H can be given the name. This is containing actually V dash or E dash for satisfying the definition of unused subgraph. You just see unused subgraph mean जो edge E dash में है वो edge E में भी होना चाहिए. This was the meaning. And similarly here is the case here. This is example. BC is edge in H. So BC is also an edge in G also. So this is also the part of edge set E. यहाँ पर भी है. Similarly ये बाकी के तीन भी इसमें है. So this is the meaning of unused. Now come to the click. Click mean this is a maximal click. और maximal click में अगर हम कोई vertex add करते हैं तो vertex add करने पर what they were saying a maximal click is such that there is no click with more verses that cannot be extended by including one more adjacent vertex. That is a click which does not exist exclusively within the vertex set of a larger click. Now this is they are saying if I include that cannot be extended. Yes, what they are saying, suppose I include in this H one more vertex G here. तो वो उसको हम इंक्रीज नहीं कर सकते, विच कैन नॉट बी extended by including one more adjacent vertex. And this is complete also. You just see, this is complete also. अच्छा, क्यों नहीं extend कर सकते? What is the reason? Suppose I include G here. अब G include कर दिया तो ये बन गया आपके पास. Now you just see, ये बन जाएगा. Obviously, this is induced subgraph तो है. This is also an induced subgraph of G, but this is not a click because a click should always be complete. यहाँ complete नहीं है. G is not joined with C, कर नहीं सकते. G is not joined with F. So that is why we cannot contain G vertex in this. So the maximal click is this only. That is by taking B, C, E, F. So this is the maximal click in this graph H. Okay. So this is the meaning of a click. We can find out the weight or the click number. The click number is denoted by W of G. The number of verses in the maximal click is the click number. So the number of maximum number in this click is 4. So that is known as the click number or the size of largest complete induced subgraph. This is the mean. The size of largest complete induced subgraph. Come to the point. Next, we have a perfect graph. A perfect graph means a simple graph G with vertex set V and edges set E is said to be perfect if for every induced subgraph H of G, the W of H is equal to the chi of H. So then the graph is said to be a perfect graph. W of H, W means the click number. Recently we have read about that. That is the click number. And this is your coloring chromatic number. Chromatic of H is equal to click number. Then the graph is said to be a perfect graph. Now in the cyclic here, there will be two colors needed to paint this verses. So the I of H will be 2, but your size of this come out to be 4. So both are not equal. So this is not a perfect graph. Similarly, you can check the perfect graph for C5 and C6 also. C5 is a cyclic. Only you can take a cyclic. So this is your C5. You will verify or you can check the complete subgraph. Later to that, we have a perfect graph theorem also. We have the theorem, perfect graph theorem. A simple undirected graph G is perfect if and only if its complement G bar is perfect. This is a perfect graph theorem. But the proof of this theorem is not in your course, only statement is included in your syllabus. So you just need to study about this. So the question may also comes like this. We should have examples, discuss the various applications, applications of graph. ये कहाँ पर इस्तेमाल होता है? Application of graphs or graph theory. The first application is ecology. Graphs can be used to represent the competition of different species or animals. And communication also. Graphs can be used to model telephone calls made in a network. In computer network, this is important. Graph can be used to model links between various worldwide websites. This is important. Computer network between the worldwide websites, links. So in engineering, graphs can be used to determine whether a circuit can be implemented on a planar circuit board. In science, graph can be used to distinguish between two chemical compounds with the same molecular formula but different structures. In computer science, graph can be used to determine whether two computers are connected to a communication link. Transportation problem, as we have discussed in the traveling salesman problem. Graphs with weights can be used to find the shortest path between two cities. In sports, graphs can be used to model round robin tournaments where each term plays each other, where each team plays each other team exactly once. This is very important. स्पोर्ट्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू में जैसे मान लीजिए कोई फुटबॉल वर्ल्ड कप हो रहा है, तो फुटबॉल वर्ल्ड कप में we have to make the combination. We have total 36 teams, suppose. So we have to make the combination so that a team can play each of the teams of the other groups. A team from a group. First of all, group भी कर सकते हैं और सीधा भी कर सकते हैं. 36 teams can be divided into groups. Suppose the 9 groups have been created or the 4 groups have been created. So 4 groups of 9 teams or 9 groups of 4 teams. It is easily. So it means 4 groups of 9 teams. So each team will play each of the team of the other groups. And this concept will be used, and the graphs can be used to model this round robin tournaments for creating or for creating a graph where each team plays each other team exactly once. This is important. This was used in Euler's theorem, Euler's graph or Hamiltonian graph. So the concept of Euler graph or Hamiltonian graph can be applied. So I stop my class here. Thank you very much.